Since 2004, they've won the division one time.
Oh, and that was just last year.
That was just last year.
Okay.
Y'all have won four times. Minnesota has won five times, and the Packers have won
Enough. Enough.
uh,
Enough.
10
Enough.
times. 10 times.
Enough.
10 times.
Y'all gonna see. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't hide my hatred for these motherfuckers. I just don't. I don't like them motherfuckers. Not one bit. You know what I'm saying? It's mind boggling that me and this guy are like brothers from another mother. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Good thing is. It's other things in life behind, but besides football, this shit would not be what it is now. It would not be what it is.
You're pretty good.
Okay. I like that. Welcome, folks. We here. Likes this. Yeah. Howdy. Welcome. Salutations. All that good shit. This is our first episode, our inaugural episode of what we like to call Unsportsmanlike Converse. Where we converse about mainly the story rivalry of the Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers. We dive into the NFC North as well and the rest of the NFL. But it all circles back to where it all started with the greatest rivalry in sports, Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers. We co-hosting this. I'm Wada. A little bit about myself. Diehard Chicago Bears fan. I bleed this navy blue and orange you see. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with the Bulls too. I'm a Chicago fan of basketball, football mainly. Been a Bears fan since Twinkle in the Daddy Eye, but I remember it good around. Like Eric Kramer, Shane Miller was our quarterbacks. So I've been through all of the quarterbacks, the K McNowns, the Shane Matthews, the bums, the Cordell Stewarts, you know what I'm saying? You name them, we ran through them all. Jason Campbell, all type of bullshit, all the way to Jay Cutler, Mitch, and Justin Fields, and now we have somebody else who I'll talk about later. But yeah, man, I remember Paul Ettinger kicking sideways field goals and shit. I love Marty Booker with no gloves catching barehanded and shit. You know what I'm saying? Mike Brown, the back-to-back weeks with walk-off interceptions, touchdowns in overtime. 49ers 1 week, Cleveland Browns the next. Yeah, I've been here for all that, man. You know what I'm saying? So then I know the history with the Brian Urlachers, the Michael Singaterries, the Dick Buckets, you know what I'm saying? The strong linebacker and just defense tradition and shit. MVP, Super Bowl, Richard Dent, all that. So when I talk and I give my opinion about this team, trust and believe it's from the heart and it's from the core. I'm gonna let my co-host Aaron Pete give you his background.
Yes, sir. I'm Aaron Paul, originally from Gary, Indiana, right outside of Chicago. Where we're from, we call it the region. I'm all against the grain ass nigga, you know what I mean? Everybody Bear fans where I'm from, and coincidentally, the first Super Bowl I ever watched, ever, was in '96, and we all know how that ended. Brett Favre and the Green Bay Packers went ahead to win their first Super Bowl in quite a while. Went back to back. Went the next year. Went to the Super Bowl. Ended up losing to Denver, but in '97. But yeah, I just fell in love with the team, man. Before that, I was really a diehard basketball guy. Played, basketball on an organized level growing up, and that was my first real exposure to the NFL. But ever since, been rocking that green and yellow. Uh, Definitely, 2010 year, like, that's been the peak of my fandom. since I've been a Packers fan, but definitely I felt like we should have got more out of Rodgers as everybody else thinks, but definitely feel like we're in a good situation now under the leadership of Jordan Love, and like he said earlier, we'll get into that a little bit deeper. But yeah, go Pack, go. I'm also a Lakers fan when we get to talking basketball because we will throw in basketball from time to
Yeah,
time
we
on this
will.
podcast.
Yeah, we fuck with basketball hard. As you can see, the hats and shit. So we do fuck with
Yeah.
basketball hard too.
This
We
particular pod we won't. I don't think so. I don't think we have time to, but we'll see where it goes.
yeah, we dabble in it. Like the main focus in the court is will always be football. So the people who don't know basketball, don't worry about it. It's mainly football. Diving in. How about we talk about our teams and like free? Let's start with free agency and shit.
Okay.
I well for the Bears, we kicked it off with like cutting two big people as far as Cody Whitehair, our center. He was there for a while in the pace era. And center fumbling and shit, fumbling snaps and shit. Just it couldn't happen. Unnecessary. Bojack, a former All Pro, cut him because I mean shit. The time was the time, man. When motherfuckers get to declining and ain't giving you much, then shit's time to go. Added, replaced him with Kevin Byard in free agency. I feel a very good piece. Still a ball hawk. Great tackler. So it's an upgrade for the position with the defense. Also signed running back Swift from the Philly, I believe. And to me personally, he's just another David Montgomery, but that's not a bad thing. Dual back. Um, Also Keenan Allen was a huge addition to go with DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, receiver that can get open. You know what I'm saying? He. They always say that like a tight end is a great security blanket for young quarterbacks, but like he's that an extension of a tight end. You know what I'm saying? Find holes in zones and shit, and man coverage. Still one of the best route runners to this day. So that was a great signing as well. Uh, I'd be remiss if I don't talk about us letting go of Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? We let him go. Appreciate what he did for you know what I'm saying, the franchise in general, bringing back a lot of excitement. You know what I'm saying? Because he was lightning in the bottle, man. As far as running and in the top tier with the Jamal. I said Jamal. I'm sorry. With the Lamar Jacksons, the Mike Vicks. You know what I'm saying? The Cam Newtons. You know what I'm saying? But that's where it kind of stopped. It was just you know what I'm saying, running in a passing league, you need your quarterback to be able to pass. And fortunately, like defenses, he just never seemed to process them correctly. You know what I'm saying? And even after the addition of adding Darnell Wright in that draft last year and DJ Moore in what in my opinion is the greatest fleece of all time in trades. The trades that our new general manager Ryan Poles got.
Definitely up there.
Yeah, gotta be. Especially seeing the product that we got now that we'll talk about in a second. But yeah. Speaking of, we can dive into the draft. Bears first pick, man. But it wasn't no secret. You know what I'm saying? Once we let go of Fields, it wasn't no secret after that. Everybody knew who he's going to draft. It was only a matter of time. And when that first pick came, I was elated. Changed my profile pic and everything on Facebook and all that to that man. You know what I'm saying? And then we had having two top 10 picks. You get Roma Dunze to fall in our lap, which was just crazy. So we fired Getsky, our old offensive coordinator. Now we got Shane Waldron from the Seattle Seahawks, and his offensive Oh, and I also should say that we got Everett, tight end from the Chargers,
Hmm.
because Shane is known for using his tight ends. You know what I'm saying? So you couple him along with Cole Kmet, and now you got Roma Duze, now you got DJ Moore, now you got Keenan Allen and Caleb Williams. This offense looks night and day from how it did in the previous years. You know what I'm saying? So add on also, we drafted a punter in like the fourth round or whatever, who looks to be one of the, if you go on YouTube and watch his highlights, like from Iowa, the dude's serious, man. He different with this. He's a specialist. So field position in the NFL is a huge thing. Uh, changing the you can punt from the 20 and pin a motherfucker from your own 20 to the 1 yard line, man. That's some different. So and we also ended up getting another offensive tackle. We patched up our offensive line with a couple free agents, like a backup from Buffalo. I don't remember his name, a center, but he's our replacement for Cody Whitehair. And his the analytics got him as like a nice, center. His pass block rating, run block rating. Um, and we addressed we did address another edge to go opposite of Sweat, because Sweat clearly needed more help. And I forget his name, but he's from Kansas. And on a lot of draft boards, like he was in the top 10 for edge rushers. So I'm eager to see what he could bring to the table. So those were pretty much our free agent additions and draft additions. And I'm very, very fond, very, very pleased and anxious to see what we can do with that.
Definitely a lot to look forward to as a Bears fan, I would imagine.
For sure.
We've had these conversations in the past, and I've told you, like, this is the first time I've ever felt the least bit threatened as a Packers fan, and not necessarily for this season, but for the future. Because I don't think that, and we'll get more into our expectations for both teams here in a bit, but I don't know that this is the year for the Bears. I think it is going to be the next 2 to 3 years. But
I mean, right, like when we talk about expectations, yeah, we can get to that. But like, I mean, I don't see Super Bowl, but I do see playoffs. Definitely.
all right, I don't agree with that in the fucking least bit. But
You ain't
uh,
got to. Your
I,
opinion don't make it. Your opinion don't strive us to do what the fuck we do. So, I mean,
but
shit.
the the playoffs, bro, like the
Yeah.
playoffs,
I
like
mean,
you in the same division with the Packers, who just won 9 games last year. The
and the Lions, who
Lions,
went to the NFC
who went to the
Championship,
NFC
and
Championship,
they upgraded.
and
But
they
ain't no
upgraded.
there is no team that upgraded like the Chicago Bears from last year. There is no team that upgraded like this team.
I agree 100%. But you got to understand, there was no team that had the the floor of the Bears to upgrade. Like there was no other team that was that bad that can switch. Like
Atlanta,
no, Atlanta wasn't that bad. All they needed was a quarterback. Defensively, they was pretty good. Uh, Offensively, they got the weapons. Like all they needed was a quarterback. Like y'all needed a quarterback. Y'all needed y'all needed multiple
I mean,
receivers.
we
Y'all
needed a
needed.
quarterback, but then we got Keenan Allen too. Then we got Roma Dunze too. Then we got Everett too. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Y'all needed a lot. We like the Packers don't need a lot. The
we ain't
Detroit
need a
Lions
lot.
don't need a lot. Like
We ain't
y'all
need a lot.
exactly.
We ain't
You
need a
said
lot.
y'all didn't need a lot,
We ain't need a lot.
bro. Y'all needed
We
two
needed a
more
quarterback.
receivers.
We needed a
You,
quarterback.
so you
We
think with
needed a
Caleb?
quarterback. With the expectations and of what I think, Caleb right now is a better quarterback than Justin Fields was. You flip flop him last year. I think we borderline could have made the playoffs last year, and technically up until whatever week we played Cleveland, like we was in the mix. The Cleveland game knocked us out mathematically.
So you just said that this was the biggest upgrade, right?
It was.
The most drastic change
Mm-hmm.
in the NFL. But in
Mm-hmm.
the same breath, you said if you just had Caleb
It wasn't the
Williams
same,
last
bro.
year,
I said it a little later.
but you say that if you just had Caleb Williams with that team you had last year, y'all playoff bound. I don't get it.
I mean, because like the Falcons, they only needed a quarterback. We only needed a quarterback.
Well, the Falcons had multiple weapons offensively and a dominant talent, two dominant talents actually at running back, with a decent offensive line, decent defense. Like they were a complete team minus a quarterback. Y'all what? Like y'all had DJ Moore, Cole Kmet was decent, and then outside of that, what did you have?
They had Darnell Mooney. Of all our wide receivers, Justin missed on his throws to Darnell the most.
So
Darnell
are
was
you?
open. Mooney was open. Justin couldn't hit him.
But we're talking about talent here. You putting Darnell Mooney in the same
He's a
breadth
he
of
can be
talent.
he has been 1,000 yard receiver, and he has been 1,000 yard receiver. Oddly enough, with Justin throwing to him like half of that season or some shit, or a couple of throws that season when he did make 1,000.
Okay. Well, like I said, we'll get a little deep in that in a second. Let me quickly talk about the Green Bay Packers offseason real quick before we get into the expectations here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when it comes to the
Cuts
Packers,
maybe.
when it comes to the Packers, like we were just saying, it wasn't a lot that we needed, right? We had some weaknesses, safety, linebacker, offensive line, um, and all three were all three were addressed in the draft pretty well. The only major cut that we had this offseason was Bakhtiari, and I don't even call it a cut, real I mean a major cut because he
He
ain't really
was
played.
top. He was a top tackle.
He was the top tackle, but when the last time he played? He played
All right.
one game for us last year. The year before that, he didn't play a lot of games. Like he in the last like 3 to 5 years, he's been one of the most unhealthy uh offensive linemen that I can remember in football.
Okay.
Um, so I was actually happy to get rid of him. Especially one of the things that really grinded my gears, bro. Let me bring the mic in when I say this. One of the
Mm-hmm.
things that really grinded my gears, bro, is when we were going into last season and everybody on the team was saying this is not a rebuild year. This is not a rebuild year, except for one person, and
Old Bot.
that was old Bakhtiari. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Oh yeah, it's definitely a rebuild," and you can just tell his energy with the team wasn't there, bro. And you know he really, real good friends with Aaron Rodgers. Like they like, you know, they used to go to the Milwaukee Bucks games, be chugging beers at the games and stuff. Like they real good friends. So I feel like when Aaron Rodgers left, a part of him left.
Mm.
Um, and it was evident going into last season. And then you could just tell he didn't really believe in Aaron. Excuse me, he didn't really believe in Jordan Love. And then week one against y'all, he played that game. Uh, you know, we ended up winning that game. I don't feel like we had a great game, but
We
I
had
feel
a
like
lousy game.
our
We had a
playmakers
lousy game that game. That first
did what they
game.
needed to do. Aaron Jones was the
Aaron
X
Jones
factor
cut
that
us
game,
up.
pretty much.
He cut us up that
Had a
game.
pretty big screen pass, and then he had a Texas route. They took to the house that injured his hamstring, which ultimately kind of set us back for most of that season. But yeah, he's you could tell that his energy wasn't with the Packers.
Okay.
So
So
losing
he was the
him,
only big cut.
he's the only big cut. I mean,
With a,
we did end up trading. Excuse me, not trading, but we ended up letting go Aaron Jones. I guess that is definitely a big
yeah,
cut.
yeah,
Um, but
yeah. We all got to replace him though.
we were able to replace him basically with a 3 year younger version of himself and Josh Jacobs, a couple years removed from leading rushing over 2,000 yard season. Very capable pass catcher.
Yeah, I wasn't the
Definitely.
happiest when I saw y'all get two people y'all get. I wasn't definitely wasn't the happiest when I saw y'all get.
Yep. And then
And he won.
we definitely
Address safety.
so as far as cuts, that's pretty much the brunt of our cuts. I mean, we did lose Devondre Campbell too, the linebacker. Um, he was an All Pro linebacker as well, so that's definitely a big cut as well. But um, he was also somebody who was kind of beefing with the Packers on social media,
Okay.
complaining about having to make up for the mistakes of others.
Mm.
Um, so I knew
I'm
once
loving
he
this
went to,
home team inside insight. I'm loving this because
yeah.
I ain't know
So,
shit about that motherfucker. Don't really
but the
care
thing
too
about the
much for him.
Packers, the thing about the Packers
Don't
is
care too much about
once we
anybody
hear
on your
that
team.
type of narrative being, written about the Packers, they get rid of 'em. You out the door. You start talking bad about the Packers and you part of this organization, we'll talk to you later, brother. And that's what they did. They let him
Wish they would
go.
have got rid of that nasally talking ass Jair. That motherfucker. I wish they would have got rid of him. I know he had
Nah.
said some little slick shit for a second.
One what are you referring to? Because I don't remember him
It
saying
was some
nothing
slick
slick.
shit he said around like the end of y'all season or whatever the fuck. I want to say he even made like an Instagram post like this might be it or some shit, some little foo shit.
I don't know that he said no slick shit. I think it was more so there was an incident where he decided to run out on the field and do the coin toss in his hometown.
Oh yeah, didn't he get like suspended the game for that?
Yeah, we suspended him a game for that. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, he was
Um.
tweaking.
Yeah. So but they were able to. Coach
The
LaFleur
man
said he was
ran
able to
out there
talk
for
to
the
him.
coin toss and tried to put the and I think y'all won and he wanted the defense to go out there first or some shit.
Yeah, he said. Yeah, he basically said I
Like we
want the
won't
defense on the
fight.
field. He didn't say I want to defer. He said I want the defense on the field. And when you say it like, if you say I want to defer, that means you giving the
The
other
other
team the
team
ball
get it,
first.
yeah.
But if you say I want the defense on the field, and I didn't know this myself, but if you say it like that, it basically means that you're kicking it both halves.
Damn.
Yeah,
I ain't never heard no shit like that. That's wild.
yeah, yeah. So the referee actually had to correct him. Like, you mean defer, right? And he like, yeah, sure, whatever. So
Ain't that some shit?
it ended up being a deferral, but like there is a scenario when if you word it wrong, you kick the ball off both halves.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Y'all heard it here. Unsportsmanlike Converse. You know what I'm
So
saying?
so yeah, that wraps up our cuts. When it comes to free agency additions,
You've
we
already
had
mentioned
two
Jacobs.
major free agency additions. We had Josh Jacobs, the running back from Vegas,
Hmm.
and then we got Xavier McKinney,
That
who
was
is
another one
the
that I cause like you know what I'm saying. We needed a safety too. And I was hoping you know what I'm saying. Either him or Justin Simmons, I kind of wanted, but yeah, man. Dude had a hell of a year with the Giants, man.
yeah, he was definitely my number two safety. Uh, I really wanted the safety out of Tampa. Um,
Winfield wasn't going nowhere.
Winfield, yeah,
They
they
wasn't gonna let
signed
that
him
boy go.
immediately, so
Yeah, they wasn't gonna let that boy go.
they inked him pretty quick. So I'm not happy. I'm not mad with Xavier McKinney. Like I said, number two on
Oh,
my
he
board.
can be. Shit, very, very
Um,
nice.
so major upgrade at both positions. Um, then we get to our draft. Um, like I said, the
What pick y'all
3 week.
have?
Our first pick was 25.
Okay.
First pick was 25.
Y'all ain't had
We
no
had a
trade. Did y'all traded up for that or that was just
no
y'all
that
pick?
that's our pick.
Okay.
We didn't do any trades as far as draft position.
Okay.
Um, so pick 25, we take Jordan Morgan. Um, Jordan Morgan is a left tackle. Um,
So Baki replacement.
yeah, definitely Bakhtiari's replacement. Definitely want to get protection for Jordan Love because we seen last year if he got any time in that pocket, bro, he gonna find him. He gonna find him. He gonna make the play. He's really good at moving with the pocket, with his pocket presence. So, I think for Green Bay to address offensive lineman in the first round says volumes because it's not really in their character to do so. We normally draft our offensive linemen in the third or fourth round, uh, and we've been pretty consistent at developing talent out of those rounds.
Y'all
So
typically always got like a top 10 O line.
yeah. So then In the second round, we take the best linebacker available, Edgerton Cooper, out of Texas,
Inside linebacker.
inside linebacker.
Okay,
Yep,
so Buddy replacement Campbell.
yep.
Okay.
So you can see a trend, right? We had a couple weaknesses. We let a couple players go, and we definitely in the draft are focusing on replacing those players, replacing Bakhtiari, replacing Devondre Kemp. Um, and then our third weakness was safety, and our next pick was Javon Bullard, the safety out of Georgia, who on most boards was in that top 2 to 3 safety. You know what I mean? I believe we could have actually got the guy that was ranked number 1, but we passed on him for this guy. So when it comes to the Packers, they normally have a trend for drafting a type of player. Um, the athletic grades, the heights, the weights, the speeds, the 40s, uh,
Mm-hmm. The intangible
all
shit that you can't really teach.
exactly. Like
Can't teach
regardless,
height. Can't teach speed.
exactly. Like we can develop these players, but we want them to have those fundamental things that you, like you said, you can't teach.
Mm-hmm.
So, love that pick. Having him lined up next to Xavier McKinney. I actually would prefer personally for McKinney to play strong safety and have Javon play uh, free safety, but we'll see what they do there. Also in the third round, we had 2 picks in the third. We took Marshawn Lloyd, running back out of USC. Uh,
Y'all had
that
a
pick,
lot of picks, period. Right?
yeah, we had 11.
Okay.
Tied for most in the league.
Okay.
Um, but I particularly love this pick because losing, Aaron Jones, and not knowing the future of Dylan beyond this season, I think the Josh Jacobs, Marshawn Lloyd uh tandem is really going really going to be a force to be reckoned with in the NFL. I think up there with like the Josh Gibbs and David Montgomery, like in that type of tier. Um, and it's not too many tandems in that tier, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not.
Um, then after that, we did get a couple more players, but those were the main. Like we also in the third, we took Tyron Hooper, another linebacker, inside linebacker. We got another safety, Evan Williams out of Oregon. Uh, but for the most part, those were the only notable draft picks that we had. In my opinion, like, and I say that now, I say it loosely because we talking about Green Bay, right? So they develop players very very well. So I wouldn't be surprised if a guy that we got in the 5th or 6th round ended up being a stud.
Mm.
Um, but all in all, I personally would give um the Packers a minus grade. Um,
About the same I give Bears for the off season.
I think I got an A+, but like it, y'all couldn't mess it up.
Anyway, I mean A minus. I ain't gonna say yeah, A+, A minus. I can't be mad at us. There's no way I can be mad at us grabbing Rome Odunze. There's just no way I could be mad at that. Especially coupling him with that core that DJ Moore and Keenan Allen and then Caleb, like, but really really did kind of want to see us draft another like a stud, like one of those top tier defensive them edge rushers, either Turner, Verse, or Latu. You know what I'm
Yeah, because I'm
saying?
not gonna
To
lie,
go
I
to
thought
go
I thought
opposite.
y'all number 9 pick was gonna be a pass rusher
Yeah,
initially.
you know what I'm saying. And that's
I
kind of
thought
what I'm
that was
getting
the
at. Like when
biggest.
I was saying that, like I didn't feel like we needed many pieces because like with like offensively, I just feel like and just call it just super optimism, but I just feel like Caleb is. I don't feel like Caleb like how a Brock Purdy needs to be in that position that he's in with Greg Kittle, Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey. Like he needs that to thrive. I don't think Caleb will need all that he has to thrive. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily think he will need that. Does it? But it always helps. At the end of the day, it always fucking helps. So I'm not
Absolutely.
mad at it.
Well, before we get into expectations, let's because like I said, or like we said, this podcast focuses on the NFC North. So I want to quickly dive into the Lions and Minnesota,
Okay.
what they did this offseason.
Okay.
Because both teams have a very very I don't know I want to say a good core, but both teams are built well. I
Vikings have a solid offense, like you know what I'm saying. They have a
Yeah,
very nice offensive line, two great tackles. One of them I know they re-signed, picked up his fifth option, Darkson. Um, um, also, I mean, shit, the number one receiver in football. You know what I'm saying? JJ,
and one of the
great
top
number
tier
two.
number two,
Yeah,
right?
great, right, great number two in Addison. Great tight end in Hawkinson. You know what I'm saying? Just picked up y'all leftovers, Aaron Jones, who tore the fucking playoffs up. You know what I'm saying? Ended the season very nicely.
Offensive line.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And their coach, man. Their coach is you know what I'm saying? Come from the Rams under Sean McVay, and shit, you know what I'm saying? He know how to make it do what it do on offense,
Yep.
schematically. So offensively, yeah, but defensively, I know they lost Daniil Hunter, somebody I kind of wanted the Bears get in free agency, but it is what it is.
But they also addressed that
But
with
they
their number
replaced
one
it.
pick.
They replaced him. Yeah,
Well,
Turner.
number
You
two
know what I'm
pick. Number
saying?
two pick. They're not their
Yeah,
second pick.
yeah, they
Yeah.
second pick. Yeah, because right with the first pick they grabbed JJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But before that though, they grabbed Darnold, Sam Darnold.
Who was expected to be the starter going into the season at this
They gonna
point
fight
that
for that, man. They gonna have to fight for that.
I, even if they do, I think Darnold gonna win the fight.
I wouldn't argue that.
I was it's quick
I'm
side
not
note.
super. Me personally, I'm not super. I'm not super pressed about JJ.
I think he's a situational quarterback. I mean not a schematical
McCarthy.
quarterback, I should say. I think like I don't do I think he's a Caleb? Absolutely not. But do I think he's a Brock in the right
I
system?
mean,
Could
yeah,
he be
and yeah,
productive?
yeah. Cause
When he
with
was
those
in
weapons, with that offense, I'd say that he's in a position to succeed. With that particular offense, he's in a position to succeed, and you will know sooner than later if he with with that talent. You'll know sooner than later with are they worth it or not? Whether it's him or JJ or Donald.
no 1,000%. I I think that and this is a quick side note, but I just saw Tom Brady talking, and he was talking about how he got a chance to sit behind um, Bledsoe and um, watching. He was talking about Jordan Love. He said, "Hey man, that is the way to learn. Like sitting behind somebody
True.
is the way to learn. Like
I
he said, we just started like throwing these quarterbacks to the fire. He said back in the day, like we got to watch a veteran quarterback, and you see how some of these young quarterbacks do a lot better after getting a year or two
y'all.
watching. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean y'all a good example.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a good example.
He's the greatest
You know
example.
what I'm saying? He sat behind
Well,
Alex Smith.
Brady's the greatest example.
Brady sat behind. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's a lot of these quarterbacks that you can see that they're more ready day one as a starter after sitting versus just being thrown into the fire. Like besides CJ
I can't argue
Stroud
that.
and Andrew Luck
I can't argue that.
and maybe RG3, it's not too many quarterbacks they rookie year who look like a solid professional NFL quarterback. Their rookie
Yeah.
year. That doesn't really happen too often.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get unsportsmanlike on that one. I can agree.
So that being said, I think it's best for McCarthy's development that he sits at least till Thanksgiving, um, and just learns how to be a professional. Um, Now I will say this. In Michigan, he was a very systematic
System
quarterback. Like, yeah.
quarterback.
So all he had to do was hand the ball off. But when his number was called to make those plays
He
on
answered the
third
bell.
down, he
National
answered the bell.
championship out of it.
Like,
Yeah.
and not just national championship, but he was one of the highest completion percentages, if I'm not mistaken, in college football.
Okay.
Upper 70s.
Okay.
Like, so yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's we're gonna see what he turns out to be. Like I said, I would be very shocked if Darnold didn't start the season. But I think the Vikings are definitely gonna be a very competitive team, regardless of who's back, under center.
They
And then we got
finishing
the
bottom in our division.
I definitely think they'll finish bottom, but uh, going into the season, I don't think nobody expects them to win like 8 games,
Yeah.
and I think that's right there where
Expectations
they're
aren't
gonna be.
high.
Right,
Yeah.
and then we got the
The
Lions,
Lions, expectations are high. It's shit.
very high,
As high as they've
very
been
high.
probably in that franchise history.
Yeah, um, yeah. Everybody got them winning the division at this point,
Rightfully so, low key, man. They got a nice squad, man. They got a nice
and being
squad.
the second most competitive team for the NFC after the 49ers.
49ers, yeah, they got a nice squad. They got a nice squad. Obviously they kept, you know what I'm saying, all pro, Saint Amon Ra. Got a great tight end Laporta. He showed his ass. You know he gonna be here to stay. Gave Golf the extension, 200 something plus mil. Easily one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC. Arguably best in our division. I think I heard something about like his indoor rating is like off the chain, and they only have 3 outdoor games this season. 2 of them being with us. You know what I'm saying? Cause we in the division, so you know what I'm
Right.
saying. Shit. Yeah, they poised. Defensively. They address corner. You know what I'm saying? They drafted corner. I believe they signed one in free agency as well. They picked up somebody else on the D line, like in the interior. You know what I'm saying? And they front seven was already decent. So like, yeah, best, arguably the best offensive line in football. You know what I'm saying? So like, running back tandem arguably to be the best. You know what I'm saying? Running back tandem in fucking football. So yeah, man, they nice, man. They nice. I'm more scared of them than I am of y'all.
Yeah.
Uh,
So when it comes to that line, you said they had a couple signings on the line. They picked up Marcus Davenport on a
for
1 year deal.
Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then they picked up DJ Reader,
Yeah.
the
All right.
defensive
Interior.
tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buddy. Yeah.
So
He
add
capable.
adding those two guys with Aiden Hutchinson, man. Like,
Hush showed out last year, man. He definitely like took that next step. You know what I'm saying? To being a household name. You know what I'm saying? Him. He wanted them for real. He wanted them.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Like, I think him
You have to
when
game plan for him.
when it comes to the defensive line, is you got your number one tier, you got your Nick Bosa and all of those guys,
Mm-hmm.
but I ain't gonna say all of those. There's only like 3 of them.
You got you got the
Nick
you
Nick
got Garrett
Bosa, Garrett,
Bosa for sure. TJ Watt.
TJ Watt. I think that's tier one. I think
Yes.
those 3 names are tier one.
Yes.
And then that next tier,
Hutch in there.
you get Hutchins in that
Daniil
next tier.
Hunter.
Max
Khalil Mack still in there?
No, Max Crosby's in there.
Crosby, yeah. Crosby arguably tier 1 too.
Chris Jones is in that tier. He might be tier. Chris Jones might be tier one. Honestly,
He defense. We doing interior too, or we doing edge?
I just thought we
Or
was
just
doing
anybody on the line pit?
Yeah.
Cause it's like it's a lot more than shit. Well, we can't put Jalen Carter in there already, but he
Nah,
he
hell no.
look good. Right. We can't put him in there already. But yeah, it's a lot of motherfuckers on the line. Yeah.
I don't think it is. Not in the tier one.
We said Garrett. Crosby's
Yeah.
in there, bro. Crosby's tier 1. Crosby's tier 1 now.
I feel like Crosby and
Crosby's tier
Hutchinson.
1 now.
I feel like Crosby and Hutchinson on the same tier.
Hutch
So if
ain't
you
there
put,
yet to me. Not Crosby level yet to me.
I'm sleep, bro. They on the same tier to me. I think
Yeah.
they interchange. Like you could switch their teams and you'll get the same exact production. And I don't know I don't have the numbers pulled up in front of me right now, but I think their pressures and sack
Hmm.
rates and everything is like on par with each other. And we played both of them last year. The Packers played both of them last year, and
We
we
played
felt
fucking
both of them
we
last
won
year.
that game without Justin, but Crosby tore Darnell White ass up. I think he had like 2 sacks and shit. Like yeah, he yeah. So maybe that's from me seeing that game. You know what I'm saying? What he did against us. That's why I'm like yeah that yeah I saw that shit with my own eyes, but he bad. That was bad, but
Yeah,
fuck.
he did it to us too. He did it to us too, and but also Aiden Hutchinson did it to us.
Eddie Hutchinson ended one of our games on the fumble. Yeah, like
That
yeah
was
yeah.
the first time we played. The second time we did a good job of chipping him. Like that was a focus. You could see like we had receivers chipping them, we had running backs chipping them, we had uh tight ends chipping them. Like they made sure that it wasn't a full out double team, but he somebody else hit him on almost every play, bro.
Yeah, see, with ours, the second game we played him, Darnell White held his own on him.
Hmm.
Like he got him like on the last play of the first game. He held his own for him. He held his own with him for the most part. And then in the second game, he continued to not dominate, but he about won that matchup.
And then we look at Jamar Gibbs, right? Uh he was a rookie last year, so they didn't really use him
They did a great
like
job at balance with him and Montgomery. You know what I'm saying? They did a great job at the 1-2 punch thing with them,
I, I felt
keeping
like
both of them
they
fresh,
needed to use Gibbs more because he has
explosive.
that
He's
that
explosive.
explosiveness. Like
He's explosive.
he could take it to the
I
house
know it.
damn
Trust
near
me, I
every
know
time he
about
touched it.
Montgomery. He will make 2-3 people miss and get the running, but he's always gonna get caught from behind. He always gonna get caught from behind. Whereas opposed to Jameer, he make 2 people miss and goddamn it, they about to kick an extra point. They about to kick the extra point.
So in my brain, I feel like you I don't really want
You don't
uh
want it 50-50, you want it like 60-40.
nah, because I don't want I wanted David Montgomery to be that power back, that goal line back. Like that's where he thrived last year. Like them goal line
Yeah,
situations.
he was up there in the touchdown for sure.
Yeah. I think Gibbs, he's way better catcher. He's way better
Wait,
elusiveness, like speed. Like I would say
it's the
75
speed. It's
twenty
the
five.
speed. I think the speed is really just like I mean, yeah, the Montgomery can catch too, but he just not used as much
He had
for. But he's
16
like,
catches last year. I think Gibbs had like 50,
oh, okay,
50 plus.
yeah, he had decent amount of catches when he was
Montgomery
with
had
us.
16 last year.
He can catch. Like we had him like 4 years, or 3-4 years. Like the motherfucker, he can catch. He can do the thing. But Jimmy about at that. But
Um,
the explosiveness is definitely what separates them.
all right. So now let's dive into expectations from every team in our division, right? We got the let's start with your Bears.
You want to start at the bottom or you okay? So we starting at the top then.
Yeah, we're gonna start with our
We starting at the top then. Nah, expectations, man. Um, it's playoffs or bust. I'm telling you how I feel. I'm telling you how definitely every Justin fan who you know what I'm saying, and like the thing with just like the majority of Chicago wanted him here. You know what I'm saying, wanted us to keep him. You know what I'm
which is
saying?
crazy
He
to
was
me.
just beloved, man. I mean, people fell in love with the glitz and glamour. And if we are being honest, man, he was dealt a shitty hand. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the talent we have now compared to what Justin ever had,
Last
it's
year
night
wasn't
and
that
day.
bad, bro.
I mean, and that's kind of why and listen, all right, so to break down to y'all my love hate relationship with Justin, I was calling Justin my nephew. You know what I'm saying? I was calling Justin nephew. When we first got him, I was ecstatic. Fucking ecstatic, man. Like, we gonna win the Super Bowl in the next 3 years type shit. You know what I'm saying? I was just overly enthused about it, man. Rookie year, sat behind Andy Dalton and Foles and shit. Nagy didn't. It's like Nagy didn't want to fucking use him right or whatever the fuck. Get him out. Get Nagy ass up out of here. Boom. Now you got Eberflus coming in, and the greatest new general manager Brian Poles, and basically it's a tank season. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't play. We cut Khalil Mack. We traded Roquan. Offensively, the best weapon that second season for Justin was Mooney, and that was the 1,000-year season for Mooney too. But what we really did, what Justin really showed what he was where the hype came from was the running man. Like he was very very close to breaking a rushing record for a quarterback that season. And the thing was, you saw him dazzling us in these games, and he is literally the only weapon he's looking like. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, man, all right, he out here killing, man. Like, but he throwing the fucking, you know what I'm saying, equanimous and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what he supposed to do with that? So you get him a top tier wide receiver with DJ Moore, and you expect what happens with all the other quarterbacks who get those superstar receivers. You expect for him to excel now. You know what I'm saying? Because you seen it happen with Jalen Hurts when you give him AJ Brown, boom, Super Bowl. Josh Allen when you give him Stephon Diggs. You know what I'm saying? He ascends to like a Pro Bowler now. You know what I'm saying? Think back to Randy Moss going with the Patriots. Tom Brady obviously was a great quarterback, but you give him a weapon like Randy Moss, boom. Now you breaking the NFL record for touchdowns in the season. You know what I'm saying? You ascend when you get those particular weapons. Joe Burrow, you get Chase, bam, you go to the Super Bowl. Ascension is what I'm trying to preach here. And Justin gets DJ Moore and still no 300-yard passing game, no 3K season, still holding on to the ball. It's, you know what I'm saying? You can see, like the writers on the wall now, you can see it. He don't got it. You know what I'm saying? So that was when I lost it. I lost that love for Justin. Like after that, it's like he ain't it. You know what I'm saying? This hype that I had, like about week 3, because we started off week 1 against y'all, fucking disaster. Week 2 against the Bucks, he ends the game with a screen pass picked off. Like then we play the Chiefs, nothing good there. Like it was just a continue. Then he plays Denver, kind of has a great first half, then fumbles for a fucking touchdown. Then when you have a check, and he had a wreck. He was either one and like he only had 1 win or 0 wins in late games when we had a position to either tie it or take the lead on that last drive. And he failed numerous times. You know what I'm saying? And shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just consistently happened. At some point as a quarterback, even if you don't even got weapons though, you gotta make a play. And the only time he made plays, unfortunately, it was with his legs. So when teams got I bet we ain't gonna we ain't fuck this, fuck all this cover shit. We gonna zone him out, put a spy on him. What can he do? And the answer was nothing every time. So he got figured out after that amazing rushing season, and that was the end of Justin Fields.
And it's funny you say that. You know, I wasn't really big on Justin Fields after that first season. But you just highlighted a huge point in my eyes, and that's like even if you don't have a top tier, you know, receiver, DJ Moore, Randy Moss, whoever, you know what I'm saying? At some point, your quarterback got to make plays.
Mm-hmm. And elevated players,
because these are NFL players,
right?
At the end of the day, like I don't care if they're not tier 1 wide receivers. Like last year,
especially in
the Green Bay Packers did not really have a tier 1 wide receiver for most of the year. Like Christian Watson, in my opinion, is a tier 1, a low level tier 1, but he wasn't even healthy most of the year. But Jordan Love was second in the league in touchdown.
Offensive rookie of the year, CJ Stroud. Nico Collins wasn't even breaking 500 yards. That was Nico like third, fourth year in the league last season. He wasn't even breaking
Who?
like
Let me ask you this: Who was his quarterback before CJ?
a couple motherfuckers,
It,
that we can't know that I don't
name
know.
any of them.
A
Name
couple
any of
motherfuckers
them.
I don't know. I think some motherfucker named Mills or some shit. General
That
Mills. General Mills.
that's my point. Like
Yeah.
I think that Nico was a lot more talented than his numbers said before CJ got there, but CJ was able to meet him.
Ball is ball. In that same franchise, you saw Andre Johnson put up numbers with TJ
With
Yates and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And
it
he's
was
a Hall of
Matt.
Fame. He just made the Hall of Fame.
Most of his numbers with Matt Schaub, wasn't it?
Most of them, yeah, he did have.
Matt Schaub was
Matt
decent.
Schaub
I
was
mean, he
solid.
wasn't great,
Yeah.
but he was a
Okay.
serviceable quarterback. Like he a top tier backup. You know what I'm saying?
Nuke was doing. I mean, he had Watson, but before Watson, Nuke was still putting up 1,000 yards. He did.
That was the end of Schaub too, right? Because he had
Not,
Andre 3000 and Nuke together.
Nuke had a lot of quarterbacks though. So was that just the only like a 1 or 2 year span where they went through all them quarterbacks?
I think it was.
Because Watson was a couple years. I would think Watson was a couple years after fucking Schwab.
Uh, we'll have to probably fact check. I might put that on the screen in the edit.
Okay.
But yeah.
I think like a wide receiver, a certain like a Terry McLaurin, like he's still gonna, you know what I'm saying? It don't really matter like the quarterback, he's still gonna do him. Garrett Wilson, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a baller gonna ball regardless.
What did Garrett Wilson do last year?
He broke 1,000.
Did he?
He cracked 1,000.
For
He
sure.
cracked 1,000. He definitely cracked 1,000.
I might have to fact check that.
Studs gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And you supposed to elevate them to another level. CJ elevated like DJ Moore. DJ Moore, granted, he had his best season as of his career. But if you look at like his previous totals, he only went up like 3 more receptions from his previous highest total. Probably like, you know what I'm saying, 300 yards from his previous highest total. Only 1 touchdown from his previous high. You know what I'm saying? That's not elevation. That's not elevating your wide receiver. You know what I'm saying?
But expectations for the Bears.
So yeah, like I was saying, you know what I'm saying? The city wanted Justin. And for the most part, you do have Chicago or Justin Field fans who aren't high on Caleb at all. And they're like, okay, bam. You know what I'm saying? Justin didn't have none of this. Justin didn't have Keenan Allen too and Roman Dunze. You know what I'm saying? And an actual offensive coordinator because they hated Gesky. So, you know what I'm saying? We got Shane Waldron. Like, well, Justin didn't have none of this. So if Justin had this, we know he'd make it. So if Caleb is supposed to be this savior, this once in a generation quarterback, this generational quarterback, playoffs. And shit, honestly, you know what I'm saying? I feel the goddamn same way. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's playoffs. I believe our defense still nice. Like something I forgot to address earlier, we did re-sign Jalen Johnson, one of the top corners in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Our DBs are up there with anybody's. Our linebacker TJ Edwards probably didn't make as much as Tremaine Edwards or some of the top linebackers, but he definitely played last season like one of the top linebackers. He was our best linebacker, better than Tremaine. You know what I'm saying? He balled out. And Tremaine picked it up at the end of the season. So linebacking core, we straight. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, D-line is just where our biggest weakness is. And it's crazy because running the cover 2 scheme that we do run, the most important thing is the D-line. You know what I'm saying? You want to get pressure with just those 4 linemen and drop everybody else in coverage and attack the ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at the cover 2 defense because that scheme led us to first in interceptions last year. You know what I'm saying? So, but defense solid, and like I said, offense is night and day. This is a totally new offense with the weapons that I could rename over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And also couple that with the third easiest schedule in football. You know what I'm saying? We have the if you go based on the team win percentage of last season. So we're playing the last ranked teams from every division. You know what I'm saying? In the NFC this year. Our schedule, we don't even have a division game until week 11. You know what I'm saying? We're going to play y'all first. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, it's the shit all put out for us to do what the fuck we supposed to do, man. If you do your job, as Bill Belichick should say, yeah, man, I'm seeing the playoffs, man. I'm seeing the playoffs.
What do you got your guys' record at?
I will say this. Last year, when the season started, before the season started, I had us getting 10 wins with that particular roster as it was orchestrated. So sometimes my fanboyism and my bias kind of get the best of me, you know what I'm saying? But I see like 11 wins this season from the schedule that I saw.
11?
I see like 11 wins this season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, 7 wins last season, so that's +4. With that's the Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Everett, Swift, Caleb. That's enough to get you 4 more wins.
So one thing about that is,
Especially with not losing nothing on defense.
I think a lot of times fans like to look at teams and say, "Hey, we got this X amount of wins last year. That's our absolute floor." But like, I don't think you understand how hard it is to win 7 games. Like, you got to think about it. C.J. Stroud and them, they won their division.
They went from 3 to 10.
I thought they won 9, but yeah, let's say 10.
Yeah, they was 10-7. They went from 3 wins.
So they won their division and they won 10 games. We went to the playoffs. We won 9 games as a wild card.
We have a very we have the toughest division in football.
But my point is, to win, just to get to 7 games is hard in this league, bro.
Yeah, but and I mean, you look at it.
You can't just look at the addition of a quarterback and a wide receiver and say that, oh, that's going to equal X amount of wins.
2 wide receivers, a running back.
Even still, like, that don't equal wins. That looks good on paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen on paper teams, like, look at the Chargers, like, you know, over the last couple of, on paper, like, arguably
we had the
one of the best rosters in football.
We the Bears.
Exactly.
We got one of the greatest.
You're making my point even more.
We got the greatest.
You're making my point even more because the Bears have been historically bad at ruining quarterbacks.
The greatest team of all time under this franchise.
You said what?
The greatest team to ever play in a season, the 1985 Bears. We have the greatest team of all time. The greatest team of all time.
How's it the greatest team? The greatest defense, I agree with, but how's it the greatest team when y'all offense was trash for the most part?
Because our defense was that good.
But that, I mean,
if you was to put a number scale on the teams,
this is the ultimate team
was
sport.
1,000. So, and no other defense was 1,000. You had the 2,000 Ravens, so there's probably like 900 or 800.
Steel curtain. It's been hella great defenses, bro. It's been hella great defenses.
None greater than ours.
No, but those other teams had better offenses than y'all did. So I can't say that y'all was the best team when y'all weren't a complete team.
Proceed. Next topic.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, to land my point though, I feel like as fans, sometimes we look at where we were a year ago as far as win totals and think that the additions of this player or that player equals X amount of wins. Like even though we won 9 games last year, like to win 9 more games in this division is gonna be tough for the Packers. I think it's gonna be tough for the Lions to win 9 games. and we got tougher schedules than y'all got. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but you say you guys gonna make the playoffs. You got y'all at 11 wins. I don't see
We
it
coming back to
happening.
this episode, y'all. Remember that
Oh, a
shit.
thousand
I
percent,
said it.
1,000%.
I said it. First episode, pilot episode, inaugural episode. Bears, playoffs, cash it, book it, whatever the fuck you want to do. Check that bitch off, whatever. We there. We'll be waiting for whoever.
But then we got the Packers. Uh, my expectations for this season are extremely high.
As they should.
We won 9 games last year. But more specifically, we finished off. I like how we finished off the season. Love was easily the best quarterback in football to finish out the season. It wasn't nobody close.
Dak had a strong run at the end, didn't he?
Nobody was better than I almost called him Rodgers. Nobody was better than Love. Finished the season with I believe 18 touchdowns, 1 pick. Highest passer rate, highest completion percentage. He led the league in 100-yard passer rating games. He led the league in 3 touchdown games with no picks. Like I don't understand how he didn't make the Pro Bowl at the very least. He probably could have been All Pro, but at the very least, he should
Pro
have been a
Bowls
Pro
don't mean
Bowl.
shit to me no more. I mean, I ain't gonna say they don't mean shit, but you know, with the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? With the players from the Super Bowl not ever being in this shit, and then they get all these alternates and shit like that. The Pro Bowl has like been watered down as far like it's like now.
I'm not
now
saying
it's all
I'm not
about all pro and first team and second team now and shit.
no. So you got to understand that Pro Bowl and All Pro, like Pro Bowl still means what it means, whether or not these players play.
Mitch
Like,
Trubisky made a Pro Bowl.
yeah, he was arguably the third best quarterback statistically that season. You know what I'm saying?
He was like alternate. He was alternate though. Like I think want to say like two people was over him or something. Like I don't know. I get what you're saying.
What the Pro Bowl is, if you are immediately a top 3 Pro Bowl pick, you are a top 3
Yeah, if it's that
quarterback.
Yeah, if it's
you're
that
a quarterback. You're a top
yeah.
3 quarterback in your conference. And I felt like you can't name 3 quarterbacks that were better than Jordan Love last year in the NFC. It didn't happen.
Jared Goff.
I don't know
Dak
that he was better.
Prescott.
Dak Prescott, I give you that.
Statistically, could you say Brock Purdy?
No.
I don't like the motherfucker, but
let me
I don't
pull
like
up
the
Brock's numbers real
motherfucker.
quick.
Yeah, I don't like the motherfucker like that. I believe he's, you know what I'm saying? I believe he is just in the greatest situation that you could possibly be in as a quarterback. But that's not a knock. It is. I mean, it's not a knock to the franchise and the coach and the general manager and shit for putting that shit together. You know what I'm saying? All props to San Francisco 49ers.
He was pretty much on the same tier with Jordan Love. He had a couple more yards. 4,280 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 picks. Jordan Love was 4,159 with 32 touchdowns and 11 picks. So he had one more touchdown. They had the same amount of picks, and Brock Purdy had a couple more yards. But Jordan Love did have more rushing touchdowns and rushing yards, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, I
He's
guess you can
sneaky
put him.
mobile motherfucker. Love.
But he's one of he's not looking to run.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I like that about him. You know, I like those quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, like Jordan Love, like
Joe Burrow, Herbert.
Herbert. You know what I'm saying? That run when they need to, as opposed to looking to run. Even when they are like, when the play breaks down, they're still behind the line of scrimmage, you know, with their eyes down the field. And that was one of my biggest knocks on Justin. Like after his first 2 reads, his eyes not looking down the field. Even if he's running around the pocket,
He gone.
Even if he's running around the pocket, he just, his head is down. He's not looking downfield. He's trying to find some light. But those other quarterbacks, they keep their eyes downfield. They're not afraid of that, you know, that hit. They're not afraid of letting that bitch go when they get hit. Kirk Cousins really good at that too. He don't move around in the pocket, but he real good at sitting in that pocket and
he will
waiting.
get his ass abused.
Throw
But
that
throw
bitch
a
last
motherfucking
second.
dot.
Yep.
But throw a dot.
But Yeah, we won 9 games last year. One in the wild card round, like completely embarrassed the number 2 seed Dallas Cowboys. Uh, were actually the better football team for 3 quarters against San Francisco. Until some late games.
He threw a
We got
game in an interception, right?
yeah, but I'll say this.
But
No, for real. So it shouldn't even have been a situation where it was a game with an interception because we missed a field goal. Like our kicker was ass. And we've addressed that. We got a competition going on for that job, but we make that field goal, we probably win that game.
mm,
Um, so I'm very optimistic on how the season ended and where we'll pick up at. Um, with all our additions, I feel like Josh Jacobs gonna eat. He gonna eat this year. I feel like that's gonna open everything up for Love because Love did all this shit without Aaron Jones for most of the season. Like Aaron Jones didn't really come back to like the last like four weeks of the regular season.
man, he tore some
So
shit up. He definitely tore
yeah,
some shit up.
and then and Rogers. I mean, I keep saying Rogers. I'm so used to being as you guys can
Old
see,
Rogers, yeah,
you know
he
what I'm
gone.
saying.
He gone,
He
gone.
gone, he gone. But yeah, love. I gotta reprogram myself. Because as big of an Aaron Rodgers fan
I
I
mean, you
am,
got him in the background. You got a jersey in the background. You know what I'm saying?
but he not on the Packers no more. So he the ops, bro. Like,
He been the hop for me, boy. That motherfucker been the... I ain't gonna lie. I'm so glad that motherfucker gone. I'm so glad that motherfucker gone.
me too.
Even though Love did beat us both times, Love or whatever last year, the hate ain't there for him yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I
Oh,
like him, but I'm
oh, it's
not.
coming.
I ain't. I mean, we gonna see.
Oh, oh,
We
oh,
gonna
oh, it's
see.
coming.
We gonna see, man. Cause I mean, he and y'all coach, man, LaFleur, man. I gotta give him his props, man. He's one of those top offensive minds. So, like y'all offense has a great way of keeping people off balance, and his misdirection schemes are top tier, man. They get people going one way, and now the ball going all the way to the other side of the field, and you know what I'm saying. You blink and it's too late. So
What's interesting about that is that was one of my biggest knocks on McCarthy when we had him. I felt like he didn't scheme players open. I didn't feel like his offensive game plan was productive at all. And to be honest with you, with Aaron Rod, even under Aaron Rodgers with LaFleur, I didn't see it. But then now I'm questioning the Matt McCarthy thing because I feel like, was it really him or was Aaron Rodgers not allowing him to be him? Because Matt LaFleur didn't really. I mean, Aaron Rodgers really didn't allow Matt LaFleur to run his scheme.
mm.
Aaron Rodgers was doing his own thing.
And
Like,
McCarthy is I believe Dallas then had like a top 2-3 offense, like 2-3 straight, you know what I'm saying, the past two
yeah,
years.
they won 12
They
games, three years in a
Yeah,
row.
they led the league in scoring for sure last year, and I think the
Yeah,
year before that they was
Dak was
like
number
two or
one in
three.
touchdowns last year.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, hit whatever scheme. I don't know if he flipped it, but you know what I'm saying, they made adjustments. But the offense is definitely shining in Dallas.
But that's my point, though. I think that Aaron Rodgers probably takes away from an offensive coach.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I definitely see our floor at about 10 wins. I
Floor,
think that's our floor. Yeah. Looking at our schedule, looking at our, additions via free agency and the draft, um,
floor,
looking at our division, yeah, I think 10 wins is our
and
floor.
y'all floor is one better than last year.
Yep.
And that's y'all floor.
Yep.
Fucking Packers
Definitely.
fans, weird.
And then and you got to also take in consideration our defense. We got a lot of talent on defense, but we haven't been able to properly utilize that talent, in my opinion. under Joe Barry, who we got rid of. Now we got Jeff Halfley from Boston College. Um, his main thing is I don't want these motherfuckers thinking. Like I want them to read and react. Speed, get to the ball, everybody to the ball immediately. So all the reports that I'm hearing coming out of Packers camp, it's like night and day from Joe Barry.
I can't wait for this season, man.
If our defense goes from what it was last year to even middle of the pack, which I think it'll be higher than that with the talent that we have. But even if it's middle of the pack, yeah, we're not losing more than 10 games. I mean, we're gonna win at least 10 games, I should say.
That's how I feel like our offense was bottom tier, you know what I'm saying? And if we can even just go middle of the pack, I feel like that's good because our defense was, I believe we finished somewhere in the top 10. If not top 10.
You might want to fact check that.
Fact check that.
You might want to fact check that.
Definitely end of the season. But
yeah, y'all last 6 games, I think y'all played well. Before that, y'all was terrible. Y'all was terrible.
The first games. The first game wasn't the best.
The last 6 y'all played well. Y'all played Arizona. Y'all played Detroit once. Y'all played us. Well, we did pretty good against y'all.
Yeah, you're right. We weren't in the top 10. Damn, we was worse. We was bad. Ooh, we bad. We was
y'all
19.
Finished off.
We was
y'all
19.
Finished off strong.
Yeah, we was bad. We was 19. Yeah, we was bad. And the defense did cost us fucking some fucking games too. So I should. Yeah. That's the fan in me. Okay.
Do you have the whole list pulled up?
Yeah. Number one defense.
What was the Packers?
Packers were. I'm telling y'all, y'all was better than us. Ain't that about a bitch? 13. Y'all allowed 21.4 points a game.
What about
19th at 22.3 points a game? The Lions finished. What the fuck am I saying? 25th in defense. Interesting. Allowing 23.8 points a game.
How about those Vikings?
And the Vikings were, I would have thought they would be at 12th. They had the best defense of all of us, eh? No shit. Well, Flores, that motherfucker, yeah. He a motherfucker who sent heat, yeah. And that when I think about it.
He disguises his blitz is better than anybody in our division.
And he blitzes more than anybody. And he
Jordan
blitzes
Love
more
actually
than anybody.
said that was the hardest defense that he had to play against.
Yeah, you just be in the locker room. You know what all these motherfuckers saying, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You know what all these motherfuckers, they texting you too or some shit? The fuck? You know what all these niggas said.
Soon, though. Hey, once this podcast pick up,
For sure.
We're gonna have Jordan Love and Caleb on here.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? And I know some of y'all who we appreciate everybody who stuck in with this. You know what I'm saying? Bear with us. This is our bear with us. It's our first episode. You know what I'm saying? But I promise you, he and I both promise you, we're gonna get better and better. You know what I'm saying? And by the time the season actually starts, it's gonna get lit.
It's gonna be a well-oiled machine.
It's gonna get lit. Y'all might not even see me sitting in the same spot like for the whole motherfucking episode. It's gonna get lit. That emotion after a win, after a loss, yeah, it's gonna get lit. It's gonna get lit. I promise you this.
But playoffs is definitely in our future. In my opinion, I think we'll finish. At this point, I think we'll finish second in the division. I still get the Lions their respect. That's a very complete football team.
The thing about the Lions, see, like they have they times when they win a division or something, and then they just fall off. You know what I'm saying? Like they did that with I believe they did it with Stafford and Megatron. Won a division with like a good one time, and then like just one of them teams that they come up, have a good season or whatever, and then they fall out.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time they didn't won in like 20 years.
The division?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well they didn't make the playoffs. Remember that game when they cheated the shit out of them against y'all, Dez Bryant against y'all.
Yeah, I remember one year we had 3 teams make the playoffs.
And I remember the time when they had
everybody but the Vikings.
Great defense with Sue, like a top 3 defense when they had Sue in them.
So yeah, since 2004, They've won the division one time.
Oh, and that was just last year.
That was just last year.
Okay.
Y'all have won 4 times. Minnesota has won 5 times, and the Packers have won
Enough. Enough.
uh,
Enough.
10
Enough.
times. 10 times.
Enough.
10 times.
Y'all gonna see. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't hide my hatred for these motherfuckers. I just don't. I don't like them motherfuckers. Not one bit. You know what I'm saying? It's mind-boggling that me and this guy are like brothers from another mother. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Good thing is. It's other things in life but besides football. This shit would not be what it is now. It would not be what it is.
And it's funny because like I used to feel that way about the Bears, but like these last, I don't know, 5 years or so, bro, it's
we
been
lost 10
boring,
straight.
bro. I didn't focus I didn't redirected my focus on like the Lions.
Lions.
Like it ain't a rivalry.
It's a
though.
rivalry.
It ain't
right. It's not.
It ain't really a rivalry though. You know what I'm
But
saying? It
they
ain't like a beef
you
shit.
look at them like
but it's-
y'all come.
Exactly.
You look at them like y'all
Exactly. Exactly.
come. I could dig it.
So I'm excited about Caleb. Like like I didn't want y'all to get him, but I'm excited about him just for that, just for the rivalry. Like there's nothing like
Oh,
watching.
you a good showman, huh?
Every time the Bears play the Packers, it feel like the Super Bowl to me. I don't care. Twice a year I get a Super Bowl before the playoffs.
Yeah. It's
Like win, lose, or draw.
Yeah, they're like you get the goosebumps.
It's like Christmas morning.
You get the goosebumps. It's something different. It's something different.
Something different,
It's
bro.
something different, man.
So
it's
now I can look even more forward to those games. So yeah, man. With that being said, you got anything else you want to add before we head out this first episode?
I had a lot of fun doing this, man. I look forward and am highly anticipating, the weeks to come. Definitely the season. Bears, you know what I'm saying? I mean, offense is gonna look, you know what I'm saying, like night and day from last season. This is the most excited I've been. Not in a long time because I'm excited every year, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
Right.
it's got a different aura to it. It's got a different aura to it. You know what I'm saying?
And as a Packers fan, we feel that aura as well. So respect to the Bears and Poles for all the acquisitions and it's definitely about to be one of the best divisions in football, if not the best. I think the only division that can rival us is the AFC North.
North on the other side, the North.
But as far as the NFC, I think it's the clear cut best division in football. The only other one on our side is that's quite interesting in my opinion is the NFC West.
49ers gonna win it.
I think
so
49ers
then
gonna,
everybody else is what? Seattle Seahawks. You have the Los Angeles Rams. They made the playoffs last year. And
Matt Stafford is arguably the best quarterback in the NFC.
Mm-hmm. He gonna be healthy. Coop gonna be healthy.
They replaced Aaron Donald. They lost Aaron Donald, but they replaced him, right?
Yeah, they got Verse from Florida State. You can't replace the greatest defender that I've ever seen in with my own eyes from start to end of his career. By far. He just retired. Like, shout out to him. Clear first ballot Hall of Fame in 5 years.
Easy.
Without question.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
But
Arizona
Cardinals.
Arizona. Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals. They got the diva Marvin Harrison Jr. who might not even be on Madden and shit. But
Kyler back healthy.
Yeah, but what else? That they're not making on. They're not doing shit. They're not doing shit.
I'm from Gary, Indiana, guys. I didn't say this, but I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm telling you, bro. That's gonna be my sleeper team this year.
Yeah,
that's gonna be my sleeper team this year. That's my dark horse team to make the playoffs.
We coming back to this motherfucker for sure.
That's my dark horse team to make the playoffs.
If I was to have a dark horse, Atlanta wouldn't be considered a dark horse, right? Now because of Cousins.
Favorites to win the division.
Panthers won't.
They got to be favorites to win that division, right?
Yeah. Or because who just won it was the Bucks.
And next episode we'll go more into week by week.
We're gonna give
and I'll actually have the over and unders for each division So we'll know those actual like who's the actual favorites or whatever. But I believe the Falcons are the favorites to win the division.
Okay. Yeah. NFC East, Eagles, Cowboys. I mean, the command that's a horrible fucking name for a team. But the Commanders, I know their fans are extremely ecstatic. You know what I'm saying? With Magic Johnson last year taking over co-ownership and shit of the team, a lot of cuts and shit. They got a new coach. You know what I'm saying?
New
That
quarterback.
quarterback they drafted number 2. You know what I'm saying? And we will see them. The Bears, we played it. We gonna play them at some point in the season. They on our schedule. So
That's
that's gonna be
the
nice
number
seeing the
one versus the
number.
number two pick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be
buddy.
hot.
You know what I'm
That's gonna be
saying? But
hot.
yeah, they lost we got swept from them, so he gonna be geeked to go back. You know what I'm saying?
They lost the other
Chase
pass
Young
rush they
went
had.
somewhere.
Chase Young,
I
yeah.
forgot. I think there was
He
Saints.
went to San Francisco, but then I don't know where he went from there.
I think the Saints.
The
I believe
Saints.
it's the
Okay.
Saints. Yep. So yeah. Um, but I don't see them contesting for like the top of the NFC East or whatever, like soon or whatever. And then the Giants, we gonna see what Danny Jones is
Get him the
capable
fuck out
of.
of here.
They
Get
paid
him the
that
fuck
man.
out of
Yeah,
here.
they paid that man who. You know what I'm saying? You can't just drop that 40
I
million a year.
guarantee you.
They
I
paid that
guarantee
man.
you. I guarantee you. Either they're signing a quarterback next year or they're drafting a quarterback next
I
year.
mean, we gotta see what they do. Their offensive line still pretty shitty, so we gonna see what they do. Then
And
they lost
Saquon.
Saquon. They lost fucking Saquon. So you know, I don't see that. That's a 2-team race. That division. That's a 2-team race. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And then
So
the only that's every
yeah, we
division.
went
Right?
through them all. Yeah, we went through
Yeah.
them all. We the best division
We
clearly
the
in the
best
NFC,
division.
man. Clearly in the
Yeah.
NFC. Ain't anybody fuck with us. You know what I'm saying?
Because like I said,
At
the
least
Vikings. I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings ended up with 8 wins. And if that's your lowest team at 8 wins,
that's high.
I don't think it is for that team, bro. But we'll dive deep. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What's the floor for the Bears? Your opinion?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
the floor
The floor
would be 6 wins. Y'all won 7 last year.
Hey man. Yeah, we gonna end this shit on that note, man. Floor.
No,
I got a floor.
real
I got a
quick,
floor being. I got a floor being like 9.
realistically, y'all won 7 last year. So to say that y'all floor is one less game than y'all won last year, I think that's realistic. That's reasonable. With a rookie
And you
quarterback,
got y'all floor being a win higher.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because this is not a rookie quarterback. This is a proven NFL quarterback now. He got a whole season under his belt. This is his 5th year in the league. I expect our defense. You said our defense finished 13th last year under Joe Barry, and
I said 13. I thought that was
you said 13.
I think that was the Vikings. I think y'all was
No,
like
Vikings was 12. You said 12 for the Vikings.
Okay.
So I expect our defense to be way better than it was last year. Stokes is healthy this year. The cornerback Stokes. Pairing him up with Jair Alexander. That's why we didn't address cornerback in a draft, because Stokes is actually healthy. Christian Watson is actually healthy. Like Christian Watson, bro. He is the X factor. I'm not saying he's a top tier number 1 receiver, but he is the X factor in our offense because he can stretch the field and be a decoy and open up so much underneath. You know what I mean? Then we didn't have Aaron Jones last year for most of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we got Josh Jacobs, who's going to probably play 15 plus games, which is an added element for Jordan Love to thrive off of. You know what I'm saying? So when I say that our floor is one more win than we had last year, is because I'm thinking of everybody, the health of everybody. Like we finally healthy. We got a better defensive coordinator.
Y'all still young too. Y'all was the
still
youngest
super
team
young.
in the era to ever make the playoffs.
Yeah. With y'all is just like a lot of unknown. That's why I got y'all floor. So,
I get
but
you.
y'all sell. But so the floor to ceiling disparity is a lot bigger for y'all. Like I think y'all ceiling is probably like 12 wins, 12, 13 wins.
I got us
You know what I'm saying?
about 12. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got y'all ceiling. Like our ceiling is 13 wins for me.
Yeah. Realistically,
So 10
realistically, now I'm thinking about it. I got us at 10 wins, but our ceiling is like 12.
Yep. And if y'all don't win 12 games, bro, we we gonna have a lot to talk about on Sportsmanlike Converse. But with that being said,
It's gonna be sportsmanlike from this end.
But with that being said, I'm your host, Aaron Paul, along with my co-host, Wada. This is the first episode of Unsportsmanlike Converse. Tune into us next week. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yo.